It's been a while, but I'm finally finding the time to come to the center of Shanghai again. I'm over here on the Lujiazui side of the river. That is the Pudong side, east of the Huangpu River, where all the big skyscrapers are, along with this, the Oriental Pearl Tower. And over here is where the Huangpu River is. Let's go check it out. You can see they've made some pretty nice pedestrian walkways and bicycle ways, bicycle lanes, whatever you want to call these. Are they bicycle lanes if they aren't on a road with many lanes? I'm actually not so sure. But whatever they are, they're here. There's some more of Shanghai's skyscrapers. Here again on the Pudong side is where they've mostly been built. And that's the case because this is the newer side. Over here on the Puxi side, you will see some skyscrapers, just not as many, in part because there are older, more traditional buildings here. Puxi is west of the river. And here's the river. I'm glad it's not crazy crowded. It's summer holiday for lots of people now, including me, so I was kind of expecting some crowds. But so far not too bad. Admittedly, it's only 9 a.m., so that could be part of it. So here we are at the river. And when I say there are more traditional buildings, you may be able to see on the other side we've got some very European-style buildings. This is a famous area of Puxi called the Bund. And this was a European concession to the UK. And so that's why it has very British-style buildings, not so different to what you'd see on Hong Kong Island, since it was built up by the same people, by the British. This is about as close as you can get to the Bund while still being on this side of the river. While this side of the river itself in addition to the large buildup of skyscrapers, has quite a few foreign cuisines. And if you're thinking, Haagen-Dazs ice cream is not exactly a cuisine, well, there's plenty of other stuff here. We've got this 1886 restaurant, which in Chinese, you can see that it says it is a German car restaurant. That is literally what it says there. 德国汽车餐厅. And Americans will be familiar with this one, Chili's. I remember we had one of these not too far from my home when I was growing up in Southern California. Starbucks here, as everywhere in the world, or so it seems. And an Italian restaurant here. Biergarten Paulaner's, which is a German restaurant. Oh, Paulaner Wirtshaus. Apparently Bavarian. As it says back there, it's probably pretty hard to read. München, which is the German word for Munich. Here's a Spanish one, despite its very English-sounding name. Fat Cow here, you can probably guess, is very beef-themed, with burgers, steaks, and the like. This falafel joint is Lebanese. Coming up on a Thai restaurant here. Meatopia, which presumably features, well, meat. And Blue Frog Bar and Grill. They've got a few locations here in Shanghai, including one at Disneytown, the shopping and dining district outside of Shanghai Disneyland. Road sign to the nearest road tunnel going under the river and over to Puxi. And also a Vietnamese restaurant here, or some pho. And the Huangpu River here is an important shipping channel, as you can see from the boats going through it. I haven't seen any really big ones here yet, though I do wonder if there are some. I have wondered if that's why you don't see a lot of bridges across the river, why mostly it's tunnels instead. There is a bridge, I showed it in a previous video, but even that suggests to me that boats coming under it may be important, since it's a pretty high bridge. And over here we've got a floating restaurant. Appropriately enough named the Sea Palace Floating Restaurant. Fun. Probably wouldn't like it though. Almost certainly serves a lot of seafood, and I don't really go for seafood. Those look like residential buildings. Bet that apartments there go for a heck of a lot of money. And right there is the Shanghai Tower, tallest building in the city. A little closer look at the floating restaurant. And now, let's get a closer look at the Shanghai Tower. So tall, and oh look, it's gonna get stuck in the treetops. We'll get a better view yet by moving even further forward. That's just how big this tower is. And there's the top. You can go up to the top. They have an observation deck there. You can take an elevator to get there. I believe the same is true of this one over here. This is the Jinmao building, which I believe was also the tallest building in Shanghai once. If I'm not mistaken, I've actually been to the observation deck on the Jinmao building way back in 2010, before the Shanghai Tower existed. I'm not absolutely sure it was the Jinmao Tower because, again, it was over 10 years ago and I've forgotten some of that stuff. Yeah, the Shanghai skyline was impressive way back then in 2010, and in the past decade it's only gotten more so with the addition of the Shanghai Tower. Here we've got a tour bus designed to look like a London double-decker bus. And an open bus over here. Loads of fun. Right now, very much a patriotic open bus with the number 100 up there to celebrate the 100th anniversary of the founding of the Communist Party of China. And here, we've got piers for ferries to cross the river. And now I'm here at the ferry terminal waiting to get on the ferry across to the other side. Right now, no boat. But there will be soon. A boat? I saw a boat! Here we go on the boat. Get on the boat. Shanghai Ferry. I was wondering before if there were some bigger boats going down the river, and look, it seems there are. That's a pretty big boat. I'm watching from outside the ferry, inside the ferry right now. Here we go, across the river. There's the floating restaurant. And we've got the Oriental Pearl Tower, and loads of others of the big buildings over here. Pretty fun to look at. And on this side, the Changjiang Zhiquan, a big ship. Too cool. There's the ship, and just up ahead of the ship is the Bund. We've reached the other side, and here is the skyline. Very hard to fit the Shanghai Tower in. It's just that tall. I've reached the Bund now. But that's a matter for another video, for another time. And if you don't want to miss that video, this would be a great time to subscribe to my channel, and you can like this video. Thanks so much for watching. Bye. See you next time.